What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about Porridge Radio, this new record, Waterslide, Diving Board, Ladder to the Sky. That was released on May 20th. This is studio album number 6 for the band, and it follows our 2020 record, Every Bad. And I'm really stoked that I took a chance on this record. This is a band that some of you are probably familiar with. I was not up until a day and a half ago. It's a very funny story how I came across this band. I work at a bar in Tucson. We do live music on the weekends. And on Saturday night, we had this band in that was just very bad, to put it nicely. For 3 hours, they proceeded to cover and butcher so many songs that all of us know and love. It was one of the most unfortunate things I've had to hear in a while. So I found myself in a mood when I got out of work. I was needing something fresh for myself, for the channel, just something new that was rocking. And I'll admit that the alternative landscape in the last 2 decades, I really like what's going on. I like the incorporation of all this electro pop, all this disco and funk. It makes for a great listening experience. I really like the live energy too that a lot of these bands are working with. But I will also argue that that sound is starting to feel a little played out. It feels like every band is kind of shifting into that direction, if not a little bit, then completely. And so when I threw this record on, I was so drawn in after 3 songs because this particular record, and I cannot speak to the rest of their catalog because they have 5 other records, 6 records in total since 2015, if I can just say that as a side note. Pretty prolific output. I love that. But this record has that great alternative rock energy, just guitar-driven rock and roll that we get from the 80s. And Dana Margolin fronting this outfit, she is phenomenal. Her voice reminds me a lot of Nico, so I really dig it for that reason. But her rock and roll sensibility, she has that energy of Kim Deal, Kim Gordon, Chrissy Hine, Patti Smith, all of the greats there. And so I loved the good, solid, alternative rock and roll feel that came off this record. It was exactly what I needed on Saturday night when I got out of work. And honestly, I listened to this thing 3 times as well on Sunday and just really enjoying this record a lot. And I would say if you're not familiar with this band, definitely dive into this thing, check them out. It makes me even more excited to check out the rest of their catalog. I think they're getting ready to do some big things. Honestly, I think that this record is really going to blow them up as a band. It's their 2nd release on indie label Secret Canadian. They're out of Indiana. And this record, it sounds pretty full. It sounds pretty big. It sounds like they're getting ready to play some fairly large venues. And I think they're going to fill it out with some amazing sound, especially with these songs. This thing, it kicks off with a cool little intro song that's just titled with a dash, but for an intro song, this is one of the better ones that I've heard in a very long time. I like the way that it builds into your 2nd track, Back to the Radio. Just immediate, right into it. I love the transition there. It is so good. And I love the way this song builds. It's got some fun psychedelic elements to it, some lighter stuff that reminded me of bands like Grizzly Bear and Grandaddy, but a really excellent basically 1st track to kick this record off with. Trying is your third song. Excuse me. It's got this breezy, soft rock and feel. It's I really like the different structured elements of this song. It's so engaging in that way. The way that's just got this intricate weave, all the different parts that this song moves in and out of. So I really enjoyed that. Your 4th song, Birthday Party, one of my favorites. Ambient alternative vocal with guitar, kind of shoegazy a little bit. I really dug that about it. It's got this organ and synth, the drums that build in, and it's nice. It really, like, this thing reminds me a bit of Kim Deal meets Olivia Rodrigo. I really like Olivia a lot. It's got just a tiny bit of pop sensibility, but the lyrics themselves are really solid. And Olivia, if you haven't listened to her new record, I think you'll get the connection there if you check that out. End of Last Year's your 5th song, mellow piano intro. I really like the solid harmonies on this track. It's got a good build that's really minimal. I really like the way that this song maintains that. Rotten is your 6th track, another one of my favorites. Got this really great intro. Ambient Cali soft rock, just a solid moment on this record, leading into your A-side final song, I should say. You Can Be Happy If You Want To. This is a great song as well. Love the organ, vocal intro, Mo Tucker style drums. This is where I really got a big Velvet Underground feel on this record. Big fan of that track. To kick your B-side off, we are going to start with Flowers. And this thing is going to just keep that Velvet Underground feeling going. I like the way that there's that continuity there when you flip that record. I think that's a cool thing when bands do that with the project. It's got this, it's just a gorgeous piano-driven track as well, excuse me. Really like the ambient build in this particular song. Jealousy, your 9th song, another one of my favorites. It was tough to pick an overall favorite, but this one might be my favorite. The intro with her voice and the guitar and the piano and just the way this thing kind of just drifts and floats into existence is incredible to listen to. I really enjoyed this song a lot. I Hope She's Okay Too is just this fun psychedelic bossa nova track. Chorus kicks in and it creates this rock and groove, and I like the different components on that song. Splintered is your 11th track. It's got this vocal organ intro, psychedelic country surf rock kind of feel. Just a lot going on there. I love the break in this song. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes, but it kind of like jarred me for a moment and then kicks right back in. Brilliantly done. The Rip is your 12th song, penultimate track. Love the post-punk feel. We got a little bit of that energy, not a lot, but like I said, very guitar driven, just straightforward rock and roll. Not a lot of the new wave synth, not a lot of the post-punk stuff. A little more of that, more so than anything. But I love the post-punk feel of this song. I think it hits at the right moment, and then it turns into this big rocker as this song builds towards the end. And then your final song, your title track, Waterslide, Diving Board, Ladder to the Sky, is really a nice way to close this record out. It's got this, it's just this melancholy acoustic ballad. This light synth builds in as the song approaches about the, I don't know, like the first minute and a half. But I really like the way that it maintains its minimalism and just has that just slight nuance to help just give the song a little more body. But it's a really nice way to close this project out. This band is dope. This record is dope. I'm looking forward to an opportunity to see these guys live. I'll try to throw up some tour dates. I'm going to post a link to snag this thing because we're going to vinyl please it as well. The website only has 4 available. There were 5. I just bought mine. So I would say snag this thing up if you can. Very well priced. It's on really cool green vinyl. I think you'll really enjoy this project. Hope you enjoy this record. Hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022. And stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.